All right, so what I want to do is review with you Category 1, 8th grade STAR test, and we're going to look at numbers 3, 18, 29, and 31. Here we go. So question 3 says two numbers are shown on the number line. It said which value is not located between the two numbers on that number line. So my question to you would be, what are the key words? What are the pieces you're going to need? What are the pieces you don't need? So let's look. Would you agree you need to maybe fix this? What is square root 9? You should know square root of 9 is 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. And what is 3 divided by 3? 1. So this crazy number is worth $1. 2 times pi. What's pi worth? 314. What's 314 times 2? Maybe 628. So between $1 and a little more than 6 is what would fit in here. Now, if you read the question, it says which value is not located between these 2 points. So I'm going to stop the video, go back to scratch paper, and I'm going to recalibrate these. So let's look at what that looks like. 2 seconds. So I rewrote the question for myself real quick. And so I've got between 1 and 6.28 because 2 times 314 is 628. So I want to look at these answer choices to see who fits. And I know it says does not, but you know me, I like to know who fits. Where would you find 314? Well, if this is 1 and this is 6, I think it's a little past 3. So I marked it as A. Where would you find 3 exact? Probably on exactly 3. Where would you find 35 cents? Probably before 1, right there. Where would you find pi squared divided by 9, which is $1.10? Probably after 1. Now, if you look at my answer choices, D, B, and A are between 1 and 628. Who is not in that window? Choice C. Because if you read the question, it says who is not. By the way, there's my calculator information. So I typed in pi and I got 314. By the way, I'm on mode float too. Square root of 9, close the door. Pi divided by 9. Pi squared divided by 9. And by the way, the square button is going to be right there. You can also use the caret top if you choose. I didn't do parentheses. Symbols don't necessarily have to have those. Alrighty, let's do another one. Alright, question 18. Question 18 is still part of Category 1. And so it asks you to find scientific notation. Well, let's look at these answer choices. They're all negative, so that must be this is a small number, less than $1, and it is. So my question to you would be, where should the decimal belong in the whole number? Is it less than $1? Is it more than $10? Is it more than $1 less than $10? Is it more than $10? What is the correct formula? Answer is G. You have to have a number and then a decimal and then some numbers. These numbers wouldn't necessarily be there. I mean, it could be 0, it could be nothing, but it's $1.65. What is the money you would take to a concession stand? Do you take $165 to the concession stand? Would you ask for that much money? I hope not. Would you take $16 to the concession stand to buy food for you personally? And what are you eating? And tell me how far 16 cents is going to go in the concession stand. Probably not far. So what money up here would you be probably given for going to the concession stand? Probably choice G. Mom would give you at least $1, but I don't think you're going to get more than 10. Answer is G. And by the way, I didn't have to do any more work. G it is. On your calculator, when you do mode, let's go to calculator. So when that number moved 1, 2, 3 places, so in that 1.65 times 10 to the negative 3, because I moved 3 places, correct? Well, what did the calculator do? So you turn it on, you go to mode, go to science, push enter. I'm in mode float too. I'm just going to go back to float, quit, and then don't I just type that in? 0.00165. And there it is. $1.65 exponent negative 3. Don't let those get by you. Alrighty, question 29. It says, what is the value of x that makes this inequality true? And what's an inequality? I think that's these little alligator signs. Yep, the less than, greater than. Now, when you deal with this problem, remember, there's a couple of strategies. This x is you. And if you stand here and look, stand here and look to your left, what's the first thing you see on this inequality? Greater. It's a big hole. So x is greater than 1/8. Now stand here and look to your right. What's that first thing you see? A little bitty point. X is less than 18%. So again, this is you. X marks the spot. That's you. X is greater than 1/8. X is less than 18%. All right, so I'm going to go to my scratch paper. We're going to look at this. Here we go. All right, so I've got my paper. Let me zoom in for you. Maybe. There we go. So let's play. Maybe not. So here's you. X is greater than 1/8. What is 1/8 in the calculator? Isn't that 0.125? And X, that's if you go this way. And X is less. What is 18% in the calculator? 0.18. So you have to be greater than 0.125, but you got to be less than 18 cents. So greater than, in that, what is 0.125? Wouldn't that be 12.5 cents? But you have to be less than 18 cents. So I'm just gonna be sure you understand that's 12 cents, that's 18 cents, and that's actually 12.5. So let's go back to that question and look at that one more time. What are our answer choices? So 1/5. How much is 1/5? 20 cents. Didn't it say you had to be less than 18 cents? Well, that one's out. How much money is that? I think that's $1.60. Didn't it say you had to be less than 18 cents? Well, that one's out. How much is that? That's 9 pennies. Didn't it say you had to be greater than 12 pennies? Yeah, well, that one's out. Square root 0.02. Well, go to your calculator, type in square root 0.02. So when I type that in, I got 0.1414. So 14 cents. So is 14 cents less than 18 pennies? Yes. Is 14 cents more than 12 pennies? Yes. The answer is D. You would have had to have drawn a picture of you, change that to a decimal, 18 pennies, change that to a decimal, 12.5 pennies, and then convert all of these to decimals. And that's a lot of work. And I would expect to see it on your paper if you want to see what high school looks like on the inside. Let's do another. Alrighty, question 31, the last one in this little category. It says, Paul completely covered a square wall using 87.5 feet squared of wallpaper without any overlaps. Pretty good. Which measurement is closest to the side length of this wall in feet? So first question, everything's in feet, right? So you've got answers are in feet, that says feet, that's feet squared. I hate to find meters in here. Perfect, so ignore the feet. Next, what do you know about this shape? What is this shape? That might be a pretty good hint. Square. What do you know about a square? Yeah, aren't all the sides the same? So if you're trying to find the side length of a square, wouldn't that be base times height? And wouldn't base and height be the same number? So I could just do this in my head. If this is one of the sides, wouldn't the other side be 22 as well? So is 22 times 22 87? What's 20 times 20? 400? I don't think it's A. What about B? Oh, that's getting better. 44 times 44 is 87. What's 40 times 40? Yeah, 4 times 4 is 16 plus 1,600. You missed it by a mile. What about this one? If one side is 9, what is the other side of a square? 9. What's 9 times 9? At least 81. Not bad. Try another one. 7 times 7, because it's a square. What's 7 times 7? 49. I hope you picked C, because 9 times 9 is the only one that was close. Didn't need a calculator. You needed some brain power. That was category 1. Alrighty, we'll catch the next category.